Welcome to the PQ React Conversations with our experts, your decryption key to the future of cryptography. In this series, we dive into one of the most critical transitions of our digital age, the shift from classical to post-quantum cryptography. As quantum computing rapidly evolves, so does the urgency to secure our digital systems. My name is Marva Rabadjei, and I'm one of the communication and dissemination managers of the PQ React project. Today, in our third episode, When Law Meets Quantum, Legal Implications in the Post-Quantum Cryptography Era, we welcome Maria Gagliardi from the Sant'Anna School of Advanced Studies. Maria is an associate professor of private law, teaching students, young researchers, and professionals in the field of private law, for example, contract, liability, insurance, data protection, and more. Her research activities primarily focus on the legal aspects of risk management, particularly technological risks, from the perspectives of liability and insurance law. So, without further ado, let's start. Hello, Maria, and thank you very much for being with us today.
Hello, Marva. Good morning and thanks.
Okay, let's start with the first question. So, let's begin to touch a bit on the legal side of the post-quantum era. Can you please give us more information about the legal aspects of post-quantum mitigation, which is also a challenge for the PQRAT project? Could you tell us a few words about your role within the project and what kind of legal and regulatory issues you're analyzing and assessing?
Yes. First of all, let me say that it is a great opportunity also for me, this interview. Indeed, it is not yet so obvious in many research contexts to see the importance of the social and legal perspectives. In our project, our technical partners are trying to understand how to reach quantum-safe cryptographic solutions and how to select or combine them in different scenarios. In PQ React, as legal partners, we are investigating on existing rules related to the use of cryptography in several situations of mainly digital daily life, in order to understand how the law suggests to choose among different technical solutions. Post-quantum cryptography is a goal to reach through a transition phase, and the legal perspective is necessary to understand how to better protect fundamental rights of persons and public interest objectives during the transition. Quantum computing is the future, very near but future. So regulation now has not yet addressed directly rules and guidelines to implement a post-quantum scenario. This is the reason why we are trying to extract from legislation already existing some elements to use to drive innovation.
Okay, and which sector do you believe faces the greatest challenge and should be prepared first for the post-quantum era? Or do you think it's equally important for all sectors to be ready in order to reduce the risks and challenges that the post-quantum cryptography will bring?
It is not easy to answer. For reasons of public and collective interest, cybersecurity and public trust services are probably the first sectors which will prepare for that. Even if for different reasons, also other sectors closer to normal people, should prepare in time in order to reduce the risks. I'm thinking about health or healthcare services and finance, for example.
Okay, so we won't like to be pessimistic, but can you share a real-life implication of what could happen if the legal aspects of post-quantum security aren't properly addressed?
Let's make two very easy examples. On one side, you can think that someone can get your personal information. For instance, your passwords, your data produced by your smartwatch or other Internet of Things, for example, your financial account, etc. And on the other side, someone can hack any security system in your country and change fundamental information, for instance, in the management of air, flight, or train traffic, or changing the results of a vote consultation, and so on.
Okay, let's shift to the positive angle now. How do you see the results of the PQReact project influencing legal frameworks and cybersecurity policy in Europe? Do you think the project can help shape future regulations or standards for post-quantum cryptography?
I think that policymakers can benefit from the results of our project for at least two main reasons. The first one is that PQReact can contribute to clarify the several goals of protection already fixed by existing legal framework, also differentiating among sectors, thus giving evidence of the real needs. The second is that Europe is aware of the foreign efforts in the domain of technical standardization, for instance, in the United States of America. But it is important to understand also when and how different technical solutions can be pursued or implemented in different scenarios, guided by an analytical framework, including also legal constraint, proper and typical of the local regulation, so specific for Europe.
And let's wrap up this episode with a hot topic from the quantum news world. Recent headlines claim that military-grade encryption has been broken using quantum computers. Is this true or false? And how do we assess whether such news is fake? And how is the work in PQReact connected to security concerns?
The real use of a quantum computer seems still far, even if not so much. But if we think to the great amount of efforts put into the challenge of making a quantum computer and a working quantum computer, it has enormous amount of efforts. We can also imagine that someone could have interest to use the output in the worst way, that is, for not peaceful goals. So it could be possible in the near future. That is one of the reasons why the transition to post-quantum cryptography is so important, and also why we are conducting our research starting from the cybersecurity domain. We must be prepared, and people should know that even if the worst scenario is possible, nevertheless, policymakers and researchers are aware and are doing their best to prevent and manage the risks.
Okay, thank you, Maria, very much for sharing all these fascinating insights. We could easily talk for hours, but I think it's time to wrap up this episode. In the next one, we will dive into more topics and explore new themes around the post-quantum world. So stay tuned with the PQReact project and follow our journey on our social media platforms.